Hello English learners. In this short video, I will explain to you how to make a sentence in the simple present, but in the first case, which is the affirmative. Of course, when I say simple present, I want you to put in your mind two things, verb 1 and verb 1 plus s. For example, play, plays, eat, eats, study, studies, write, writes, laugh, laughs. All right. Now, how can I write a sentence and use these verbs? Of course, a sentence is composed of subject, verb, and object. So I put or I write these verbs, verb 1 or verb 1 plus s, in the place of the verb which is in the middle. So in order to write a sentence, I have to write a subject before the verb and an object after it. So what are the words that can be used before the verb? Of course, a subject can be a pronoun, a noun, or a phrase, and I explained that to you in the previous videos. So let's discuss if the subject is a pronoun. We have in English 7 personal pronouns. They are in order. I arrange them in this way for the students to let the keeping in mind technique is very simple and easy, because most of the students forget them. They don't know the singular from the plural. So the first personal pronoun is I, which is singular. The plural of it, we. So I, we. Then we have you. You is both singular and the plural. Then we have he, she, it, and their plural is they. All right. So we have 7 personal pronouns. They are the following: I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. All right. Now, which of them or goes with verb 1 and verb 1 plus s? All right. All the personal pronouns go with verb 1 except he, she, and it. He, she, and it take verb 1 plus s. All right. So I can say now, for example, if I take the verb study, I can say I study, we study, you study, he studies, she studies, it studies. Let's say that because it is not a human, but we can consider it now in this example to accept that it takes s. So we can say it studies, they study. So you notice that he, she, it take verb 1 plus s. That's what I want you to focus on. All right. Now, what do we write after the verb? We can choose words that suits the verb. All right. For example, when I say I study, what do I study? I study an apple. I study a wall. I study a stone, or I study a garden. No, at all. I study my lesson. I study my duty, my school duty. All right. So in this way, I can use the object. I choose words that suit the verb. All right, now what I want to say or to add here is that we must focus on verb 1 plus s. Some verbs can take s only, but other verbs can take es. What are these verbs and how can we know them? All right, verbs that end with these letters take es. Verbs end so with ch, with sh, with s, with s, with z, and with o, and with x. All these verbs take es. Let me explain more. Any verb ends with the sh, like wash, or cherish. So the sound of sh is sh, like this. So sh sounds sh. So when we have a verb ends with sh and sounds sh, we can add es, like wash and cherish. Another verb another verbs or other verbs ends with ch, like watch and like attach. Watch and attach. The letter ch is pronounced ch, ch. All right. So any verb or ends with ch, pronounced or sounds ch, we can add to it es, like watch or attach. All right. Verbs end with z, like buzz or whiz. Buzz and whiz, by the way, sounds of some insects like hornet and bee. These verbs ends with the letter z, which sounds z, so we can add es. Also, verbs end with the letter s, which sounds s. Also, we add es, like pass, like kiss. Verbs end with the letter o. Also, we add to it or to them es, like go, do, and the verbs ends with the letter x, which is pronounced x, x. All right. So these verbs also take es, like box, and also like box and fix, fix. All right. It will be fixes and boxes, buzzes, whizzes, goes, does, also watches, washes, attaches, something like that. Have you understood the verbs that takes es? All right. There is one thing also I want to add, that some verbs ends with y. In this case, we look at the letter before the y. So if the letter before y is a vowel, we add s only to the verb. But if the letter before the letter y a consonant, we can change the y into I, then we add es. I will repeat to you. If any verb ends with the letter y, we look at the letter before it. If the letter before it is a vowel letter, we keep the verb as it is and we add s. But if the verb ends with y and the letter before it is a consonant letter, we change the y into I, then we add es. So the verbs will end with ies, all right? Like, for example, if I take study, study, tidy, terrify, all these verbs ends with y and the letter before them is consonant. So we change the y into I, then we add es. While if we take, for example, pray, pray, P-R-E-Y, this verb means to be a victim or to sacrifice. And also another verb, the same pronunciation but different in writing, like pray, pray, P, then R-A-Y. It means to connect with your God, all right? So these verbs end with y and the letter before them is a vowel, so we add only s. The last thing is the pronunciation of the s of the verb. Sometimes we pronounce the s, sometimes we pronounce it z, sometimes we pronounce it is, all right? So this depends on the on the last letter of the word.